up live at 5 on Star City News, a murder investigation is underway.
A body found just outside of Lincoln.
Lincoln needs blood now.
Are you the right type? Find out how you can donate coming up.
It's homecoming week and the Huskers are helping again.
This time it's for 1 million meals. Star City News starts now.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is Star City News live at 5, bringing you the latest in news, weather, sports, and entertainment. And now, Star City News.
Good evening and welcome to Star City News. I'm Jenna James.
And I'm Paige DeMacos, and here are today's top stories. An autopsy this afternoon will hopefully identify a body that was found burnt in a field near Ashland. Star City's Johnny Adcox is live in the newsroom.
But police say they found something unusual among the brush.
Fire, and then we began investigating that crime scene. Was a human body there that is currently unidentified, but we do believe foul play was involved.
Johnny, investigators are using every tool available, including a dog that is trained to sniff out traces of arson. A Lincoln couple was in for quite a surprise Sunday morning.
Rural Lancaster County couple in their 60s were getting ready for church, walked down the hallway to be confronted by a naked woman with a black and white border collie dog.
Police have identified the suspect as 42-year-old Nina Salazar. Police said Salazar asked the couple for a drink of water before leaving the home. She left out of the same unlocked side door she entered from.
Police are still looking for 3 suspected burglars from a break-in at a home in Wilderness Ridge. So far, the missing items include jewelry and alcohol.
The suspects rummaged through the entire residence and a vehicle in the garage. The residents planned to inventory the house to determine the specific items that are taken. At this time, the exact loss is not known.
Police said the front door was smashed and neighbors saw 3 men leave the area but have no detailed description.
Water your grass on the wrong day and you will be charged with a misdemeanor. That's the proposal Lincoln City Council has decided to stick with after Councilman Adam Hornung tried to change the misdemeanor into an infraction. Hornung says he's withdrawn his plan because it isn't fair to those who have already been charged with a misdemeanor. Current fines can range up to $500 and 6 months in jail. The City Council is still looking at ways to lessen the sanctions for next spring.
This week, UNL is celebrating the 150th anniversary of the Morrill Act with a theme of growing a healthy future. The Morrill Act passed in 1862 under President Lincoln and set out tracts of land to be made into education institutions. The goal of the act was to make education affordable in the fields of agriculture, home economics, mechanical arts, and other professions common at the time. Today, UNL offers land-grant research funds in all fields. Events this week include tree planting, study abroad fairs, and a special broadcast of Backyard Farmers. For a full list of events, visit landgrant.unl.edu. Coming up later in our show, our own social media anchor Zach Raventi gives you a look at what's trending on Twitter.
We'll have that and more coming up.
Star City News live at 5.
It's homecoming week at UNL, and while students will bleed Husker red on Saturday, many are donating a little red as well. Star City's Joshua Kellums has more.
Blood donations play an important role in the medical industry, especially after this summer's blood shortage. And this week, UNL students are doing what they can to help out.
It's a small thing I can do, and my experience went really well, so.
UNL freshman Andrew Spader donated blood for the first time today. He's one of more than 1,000 UNL students expected to donate this week.
I was a little nervous, but like I said, my sister's an experienced donor, so from her experiences, I had a little confidence.
And confidence is needed. Last summer, the U.S. blood supply was put on appeal, meaning most places had a day's supply of blood or less. American Red Cross employee Amber Evans says supply has risen, but they need more.
Well, nearly every 2 to 3 seconds, someone in America needs a blood transfusion. So blood's needed for all types of things.
From car accident victims to cancer patients, hospitals use massive quantities daily. And Evans says people have to keep giving.
So the blood supply is stable, but it's important that people give on a regular basis so that we do not dip again and go back on appeal.
The American Red Cross says that before you donate, you should get a good night's sleep, drink plenty of water, and eat at least 3 hours before you donate. Reporting from the Student Union at UNL, I'm Joshua Kellums.
The Red Cross will continue taking donations Wednesday and Thursday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 3rd floor of UNL Student Union. And if donating blood wasn't enough, students are preparing a feast like no other. Today at the Pershing Center, the student-led Huskers Against Hunger will host the Million Meal Marathon in an effort to feed families here in Lincoln and Haiti. Over 1,900 people have already signed up for 2-hour time slots where they will attempt to package 1 million meals by tomorrow night. The event goes from 5 p.m. until midnight at the Pershing Center downtown and continues tomorrow at the same time. If you would like to get involved, please contact the Pan-Hellenic Council.
A Nebraska man has shocked doctors this week after making a miraculous recovery when his ailing heart mended itself. 23-year-old Michael Crow suffered from toxic blood poisoning and an inflamed heart muscle, which began shutting down his heart and other organs. Doctors were able to find Crow a transplant, but his condition made it impossible to go through with the operation. But just hours after the decision, Crow's blood pressure began rising as if his body fought off the blood infection. Doctors are calling it a miracle as Crow's heart shows no signs of damage. This week, Nebraska became the first state to win a major award for its efforts to make the state healthier. Governor Heineman announced that the state won the C. Everett Koop National Health Award, which honors programs that improve health and cut health care costs. Nebraska won the award for its Wellness Options program that focuses on making state employees healthier through proper diet, exercise, and education, including changing options in the workplace vending machines. Heineman says the program is well worth it since it produces happier and more productive employees. We'll be right back after the break.
Earliest first freeze in over 10 years over the weekend. We are back to warmer than normal temperatures today. Will this warming trend continue, or will we see more seasonal temps with any rain chances? I am meteorologist Jason Taylor. Ben Dornbach will have your complete forecast coming up next.
Welcome back. As gas prices rise in Lincoln, more people are jumping on the bus, but they could be facing higher fares.
This is a nice alternative to paying nearly $4 in gas at the pump. And last Friday, the Star Train Advisory Board met to discuss the $31,000 budget cut, which would either force an increase in fares or alter the routes. Now, the original proposal, said by City Council, would increase fares by $2.50. But instead, the Advisory Board introduced a 50-cent increase, which would also modify the routes to accommodate for the passengers over the weekend. Now, there's no date set on when this proposal will go through, but we'll keep you updated on Star City. Reporting for Star City News, I'm Chania Riley.
Thanks, Chania. Star Trend Busing says they're trying to do all they can to keep prices low, but are under pressure to make a profit.
As prices of gas, coal, and shipping go up, Lincoln Electric Systems saw no other choice but to propose a rate increase for residents in Lincoln. The new LES plan is for a $326 million budget for 2013, which includes a 2.6% rate hike. What would that look like to the average Lincoln native? According to LES, typical residential customers would see an average increase of $2.43 on their monthly bills. If approved by the LES Administration Board and the City Council, the new prices would take effect come January 1st. And now to Ben Dornbach with the weather.
Thank you, ladies. Fall hit us in full force Saturday as we had our first freeze in the city. So yeah, the other day, Saturday, the low temperature dropped to 32 degrees, making it one of the earliest ends to the growing season, in over 10 years. So usually that hits in about October, November, but seeing an early start to the early end to the growing season despite our really warm summer. Now, as we take a look at temperatures across the nation, we're seeing very, very warm temperatures to the south. We saw 94 degrees in Dallas, 80 degrees in Kansas City, which is around what we're sitting at here in the capital city and most of the state of Nebraska. A little bit cooler up in Seattle at 63, as well as Fargo, North Dakota. Looking a little bit closer around the area, we're looking at Lincoln at about 82 degrees right now. Omaha reporting about the same thing at 83, 84 in Norfolk, 81 in O'Neill. A little bit cooler out west as we're hitting about 80 degrees on the thermometer right now. Your overnight lows tonight, fairly mild for the season of fall, around normal. 52 degrees in Lincoln, looking for 53 in Grand Island. And once again, a little cooler out west. We've got a cold front moving from there, going to cause some cool temperatures behind that front. Now, as we're looking to today, at today's numbers, had 82 for a high today. Beautiful day out there overall. Great day to hit the golf course. Had a calm northeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we look into tonight, as I said before, 52 degrees looking for your overnight low. Since that cold front is moving through from the northwest, we are looking at a slight chance of showers around 20% with that still calm northeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Moving into tomorrow's forecast, going to see a little bit cooler at a 76 for a high temperature. Very similar today, but a little bit cooler. Mostly sunny skies with, once again, a northeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking to to your 7-day forecast. Looking at very mild conditions. I talked about that chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight, only a slight chance. Going to see another slight chance of those Thursday night going into Friday morning. It's going to be a gorgeous day Friday, sitting at 74. And as we go to your game day on Saturday, we're looking at about a high of 72 degrees. So that's going to be about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So game time being at 6, might want to pack a jacket for that game, as we're seeing the overnight low at about 47 degrees. 48 degrees for your Sunday night low, jumping back into the upper 70s for the beginning of your work week. That's been your Star City News weather report. Ladies, back to you.
Thanks, Ben.
Coming up, sports anchor R.C. Hansen has more about the Husker football game coming up as they open up Big Ten play.
We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Star City News.
And now, time for Star City Sports.
Well, the real season starts for this weekend as Nebraska will host the Wisconsin Badgers. While there are still talks about last year's game, Bo Pelini and the team are focused on this year.
What I'm worried about is taking care of business day in, day out, as we go through league play and try to win them all.
Yeah, we'll probably use that as motivation this week. It's not going to take a lot for us to get away for this one, but we're ready to go. I know we're excited. We're ready to get the preparation going.
This year's homecoming brings something new to the Huskers. Nebraska will be wearing new tech-fit uniforms designed by Adidas. This year's game between Nebraska and Wisconsin is called the Unrivaled Game, or the Quick in the Red. The game will start at 7 p.m. on ABC. 2 Huskers were named to the Big Ten honors after the game against Idaho State. Amir Abdullah received Special Teams Big Ten Player of the Week for the second straight. Monty Cross received Big Ten Freshman of the Year of the Week. So Abdullah showcased his speed by returning an 81-yard punt return for a touchdown against Idaho State. Cross had 12 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown against the Bengals. So just like the football team, the Husker volleyball team will be making their Big Ten home opener this week. Nebraska will be playing Michigan State tomorrow night and will continue home play this Saturday against Michigan, Sunday afternoon. The Huskers come back home after losing at Penn State and defeating the Ohio State Buckeyes on Saturday. The softball team got off on the right foot to start the season. Nebraska beat South Dakota in a doubleheader. The Huskers are 2-0 to start the season. Their next opponent will be Creighton next Sunday, playing a doubleheader. It was a hard-fought weekend for the women's soccer team. The Huskers lost to Purdue 1-2 in double overtime on Friday. Nebraska turned it around and defeated Indiana 2-1 on Sunday. The Huskers are 5-5-1 on the season. Nebraska will travel to Michigan this weekend to play at Michigan State and Michigan. Last night's game between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks ended with a controversial call. The referees couldn't decide whether it was a touchdown or an interception. One ref signaled interception while the other said touchdown. So after review, the play went in favor of Seattle. NFL fans questioned the calls the replacement refs made this year.
People that are reffing a professional game to be like that, and then it just seems like the integrity of the game is getting brought down by Roger Goodell and the rest of the NFL.
So, did you guys see the game last night?
I did see the game. There were a lot of controversial calls last night, RC.
You know, I actually didn't watch it, but my Facebook news feed was blown up with statuses.
I know. I wonder how people on Twitter reacted. Zach, can you tell us what happened last night on Twitter after that game?
That's right, Paige. Monday Night Football blazed Twitter last night with the controversial call between the 2 referees at the end of the Packers-Seahawks game. That was cause enough for tweeters to share how they feel, posting at a rate of 6,000 tweets per minute to be exact. On Facebook, people are memeing their distaste. One in particular has over 18,000 likes, and it's just one of hundreds floating around. It says, Seahawks Russell Wilson becomes first NFL QB to throw a game-winning interception. Yesterday, UNL filled up Twitter. Images and tweets from all over campus, followed by the hashtag UNL24, reminded students and faculty just how much their campus is loved. 24 hours on UNL's campus. What would you expect to find? That's what Andy Shadwinkle set out to discover with social media as his main tool.
I knew after meeting with several people over the last several weeks about the project that people got it and they could see the potential in it. But until until it hit midnight and people started posting, we didn't really know what to expect. And boy, once the early morning hours kind of passed and people were awake, I was sort of overwhelmed with the positive response.
He's the mastermind behind the hashtag UNL24 campaign, and the reception was greater than he anticipated. Shadwinkle said thousands of people Instagrammed, tweeted, Facebooked, and emailed what it was like to be a student at UNL and why they loved it.
I was really, I know people are passionate about their school, but I was even surprised at how many people just tweeted text, just tweeted written content, just about how much they love this place and how they couldn't imagine themselves at another university. I thought that was really, really powerful.
Shadwinkle and his team of 8 collected content from their social media platforms to curate at unl24.unl.edu. The marketing department isn't sure if this will reoccur next year, but that isn't stopping people from continuing the trend. On a national level, Obama's speech to the United Nations has been high-ranking with a few different hashtags. The general Twitter reception seems to be positive, and the president's words are being retweeted. Mohammed Al-Swadan said, "Best line from Obama's UN speech, I accept that people are going to call me awful things. I will always defend their right to do so." Not to be left out, the White House Twitter account said on their stream of tweets, "But no government, no nation can meet this challenge alone. Everyone has a responsibility. Every nation can take action." That's all from the social media desk. You can follow us at UNL Star City News on Twitter or like us on Facebook at Star City News. I'm Zach Ravenzi reporting. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Zach. Coming up, Obama spoke at the UN today.
And more on the NFL lockout. Stay tuned.
Star City News live at 5.
Good evening and welcome back. President Obama addressed the United Nations today with remarks on America's stance over the turmoil in Libya after U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens was killed in an attack there nearly 2 weeks ago.
Attacks on the civilians in Benghazi were attacks on America. We are grateful for the assistance we received from the Libyan government and from the Libyan people. There should be no doubt that we will be relentless in tracking down the killers and bringing them to justice.
Also said he is committed to helping the Libyan people during this tough time.
The average flyer has enough to worry about between increased prices and heightened security measures, and now travelers are caught in a crossfire between American Airlines and their pilots. More than 100 flights were canceled Monday, according to FlightStatus.com. That brings the total to 570 since the contract dispute began more than a week ago. Less than half of the airline's flights have been on time since September 16th, and thousands of passengers are feeling the impact. Pilots are now required to fly more hours, and the airline is proposing freezing or terminating their retirement plan. Over 10,000 pilots are feeling the pressure from American Airlines.
The NFL has done everything it can to try and convince the fans that their replacement referees are doing a decent job. But now that a disputed call came in a primetime game, Commissioner Roger Goodell is being asked to stop the madness. The call came last night in the Monday Night Football game, which gave the Seattle Seahawks a last-minute victory against the Green Bay Packers. As we enter Week 4 this weekend, it doesn't seem the NFL referees are getting any closer to a deal. The league and representatives of the lockout referees met Sunday, but failed to come to an agreement. While the two sides remain divided on annual salaries, referee pensions remain the major sticking point in the negotiations. Even as a Bears fan, Jenna, last night it was tough to watch that football game.
It was, but I have to say, I'm pretty happy our Bears are in first right now.
Yeah, I am too. Now let's see what's going on in showbiz. Here's our own Alicia Tesfallen with entertainment.
Chris Brown tested positive for marijuana use and will appear in court on November 1st. Brown is on 5 years probation for a 2009 assault on his ex-girlfriend, singer Rihanna. Brown told authorities he ingested the marijuana in California, where he has a medical marijuana card. On Monday morning, Rihanna tweeted, "Praying for you and wishing you the best today." And Brown replied, "Thank you so much." The Full House cast has recently reunited at their 25th anniversary. The beloved series, which ran from 1987 to 1995, made the Olsen twins Mary-Kate and Ashley famous. Both girls did not attend the event. Looks like the Snooki's name is being used for legislative purposes. On Monday, Ocean County Assemblyman Ronald Dancer introduced legislation for what he's calling the Snookyville Law. The bill would allow towns to have a tighter restriction over reality shows, shooting within the borders, and determine whether producers should chip in the cover law enforcement costs. Do you remember your first kiss? Well, country singer Carrie Underwood gave a little boy his first kiss on stage at the concert at Louisville, Kentucky on Saturday. The young boy was holding a sign asking Underwood to be his first kiss. Underwood then invited him to go on stage to make his wish come true. Chrissy Alley gave a long smooch to Dancing with the Stars host Tom Bergeron. Alley kissed Bergeron in honor of his first Primetime Emmy Award, which he accepted the night before. After the event, Bergeron tweeted, "Winning an Emmy certainly has its perks. Thanks, Chrissy Alley." Lady Gaga shows off her curvy figure. She gained 25 pounds, stepped out in Paris Friday wearing a tight-fitting animal print ensemble that showed off her hourglass figure. She blames her weight gain at eating at her father's Italian restaurant. However, she doesn't mind her weight gain at all and is actually embracing it. That's all for today. I'm Alicia Tasfel, and back to you, Jenna.
Thanks, Alicia.
Stick around after the break to hear about some upcoming political debates.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. This Friday, Deb Fisher and Bob Kerrey will speak for a debate on Friday.
And we also wanted to remind you that today is National Voter Registration Day, so be sure to get registered to vote. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Paige DeMacos.
And I'm Jenna Janes. Have a great night.